Bright suns and rising moons, fellow droids. Welcome to another episode of Not the Droids podcast. I'm Mayuri,
And I'm Danny.
and today we are going to be talking about Young Jedi Adventures, Season 2, Episodes 3 and 4, um, where the titles of the little shorts are A Pirate's Pet, The Secret Ship, Nub's Big Mistake, and The Jedi Rescue.
All of these released August 14th. So you'll hear that every episode till we're
I know,
through
they all
because
released
they
at the
just
same
bulk
time.
dropped these ones. We are going to start with A Pirate's Pet and our friend we mentioned last time we had not seen Tabor. Guess
I
who has
know.
returned?
It was Tabor. First of all, I just want to say, did you notice the color shift of Yarum Tower? So when they were showing Yarum Tower, there was like a slight green tint to it that I don't think we got last season. And I don't know if it was purposeful or something like that, but now
Like
every
more
time we're there,
budget. You know that always happens.
yeah, it's just a
Always
little
that
bit
little budget
fancier.
hike.
But we did get Tabor, which was great. And as always, Tabor does not like when other people claim to be the greatest pirates in the sector.
No.
I think that we're seeing a lot of Salak this season,
A
and
lot. And
like a
like
lot.
just in the episode we're recording today, we have seen a lot of Salak.
Yeah,
A lot
so
of
that's
gang.
why I was like, I don't know if they're just like beefing up the Gangles or if it was just easier.
It feels like this is becoming like the actual like villain of the story because we haven't seen beefed up Chicken Little.
But Chicken Little was kind of like had a good heart at the end, so
Yeah, he wasn't a
maybe
villain.
so like maybe that's why he wasn't quite a villain, but Salak is a villain, like tried and true.
And do you recall in the episode from season one, Tabor was not really, it was revealed to us, but not the kids, correct?
Yeah, just us.
That's what I thought, and I wanted to get back in that mindset, is that we know who Tabor is.
Yeah, we
Kids do
know
not.
that spoiler, Tabor is Prince Cyrus,
Yes.
who the kids are friends with. Um, and so like we got enough of his backstory, I feel like, and we saw a glimpse of Tabor, right? Like in the
Mhm.
shorts.
Yes.
I think it was where he didn't steal something, he actually purchased it. And so I feel like I was really excited to see like Tabor's state of mind.
Yeah.
Um, and this was very much an episode about Tabor. I feel like so.
I would even venture to say this is an episode about Tabor and Kai and their relationship with each other.
I think so. I think
And I say
they
that
are very similar.
specifically and like on that exactly, I know this is like the end of the episode, but Kai says at the end of this episode that he realizes that him and Tabor are much more alike than he realized.
Well, because both of them, they're big errors and they're big, like they're hubris, like they just want to impress everybody,
Yes.
right?
And
Like
they
they
want
want
to
to
do the best
show.
in the path they have.
I mean, Tabor's idea to one up Salak for getting like a senator's pet was
Um,
to
his a pet goddess named Brimey. I just had to add that one because I was like, that is
that is interesting. But he wanted to one up her, so his thought was like, let me steal a wild gangle, fly it back to Yarum Tower. And I thought that was a great idea.
yeah,
No
great
one thinks
idea.
that's a terrible idea. But
Awful
he
idea. Also,
did a
dear
good job.
Tabor, of all the creatures to choose, you choose the creature on the Jedi planet.
Well, do you think he did that on purpose to also show that, like, hey, or, but
Maybe unknowingly on purpose that like I wonder if like he did it because he wants to be caught in a way, but doesn't
or did
realize it.
or did he do it because like that's just what he's exposed to and like gangles are probably the
But he's
scariest
not
creature?
maybe because, but he's not from like that planet. Because like he
Yeah,
has creatures on his planet. He could have just taken one that his family owns and been like,
that's true.
he could have like brought it up and be like, I stole this, something with an F from the king and
Yeah,
queen. Like he could have really done this the easy way and just taken
like
one
I
that his
stole
family.
it from Prince Cyrus.
Exactly.
That'd have been
Done this
hilarious.
the really easy way.
So maybe there is some truth to that, that he knew he was doing a bad thing and somehow wanted to get caught.
Like
But
in the back of his head, but not actually
I gotta
thinking about
say, he did a good job of bribing that Gangle, like riding it around Yaram Tower with the
it.
little
Mhm.
stick with the sausages. And
Very
Salak
smart about
clocked
it.
that. They
Yes.
clocked that. They were like, he barely has that animal under control, but
Yes.
he at least chased it into the desert to try and bring it back.
Yes.
And he let it go.
And Salak and Brimey, I'm gonna say, if my dear friend Artie is kidnapped by Salak, he is smart enough to run away from Salak and come back to me.
Say this animal that like was the pet of some senator did not.
He seems like a little more intelligent than just a pet.
I know, like
Like
he
was
didn't
he being
care.
treated wrongly because he was like with the senator?
Maybe.
Because he seems to have really buddied up with Salak.
I know.
Like,
So no. I don't like that little monkey type creature. It was
they
creepy.
freak me out. They remind me of gremlins, so in my head, I always just call them gremlins, and you shouldn't feed them after midnight, but that's just my personal opinion.
No.
Just wait, I have
But
so many references for you today.
I feel like it's so hard to watch knowing that Tabor is Prince Cyrus and the kids don't know,
Yeah.
right? So like in his head, I wonder it must be such a like head trip to know, like to think that the Jedi are your friends, but
Hmm.
actually they're only your friends in this form, but not in that
Yeah.
form, right?
And
Like, and so it's just like it's so weird seeing them interact.
yeah. And in our next episode, we're gonna discuss that a little more because that's
Yeah, we're
something
gonna go deeper into
we're
that,
gonna
but
dig into that. But
I felt like it was a really strange shift to the next episode. I
yeah.
feel like the episodes generally transition well in the
Yeah, they usually
single.
kind of have a nice flow. Um, I love the next episode, but it was
Oh
just
yeah.
switch. Princess Anaya has returned.
I love that she's back. I love that she's opening a library.
She's back. She's opening a library. Not only is she still like trying to be a pilot, she has built a ship.
Okay, can we just take a second? I would never get on a test flight for a ship that was built from scratch by an unknown mechanic.
I mean,
Like,
Nash has already been around. Nash has already been around Princess Anaya to know she knows her stuff. And I feel like that, even though we don't see that relationship, I don't think
yeah,
the relationship has stopped. I bet they were having conversations and Nash didn't even realize that the conversations were so that Princess Anaya can build a ship.
that's true. So it was a pretty impressive ship. I am obsessed with her personal royal assistant droid,
Hmm.
who's just like, no, this is the list. This is what you're supposed to do.
You are a
But
princess.
but if you're determined to do this, I guess I will come with you.
I
Um,
I have really enjoyed that Nash has an episode, she has a plan without
yes.
the young Jedi.
Is this the first time we have only Nash?
Yes.
Because I love it. I'm like, Nash and RJ are the best.
Yes, I
The
love seeing Nash here. I also love seeing Nash in the next episode, but we're not done
We
with this.
got a lot of Nash finally.
But it's like
Um,
personality Nash, not just Nash flies the ship. Nash also great upgrades, Firehawk.
every
We missed
time we
that
talk
last
about the
episode, but we
firework.
got some more upgrades.
Oh my
But
God,
like
every time.
This isn't just Nash flies the ship, Nash stays with the ship because that's what she has learned. This is Nash has a plan, she's very smart, and she knows how to help. and move forward with this plan. And she is very much, you are not just a princess, you are a mechanic. You are a pilot. You've created this whole system, and yeah, we've
Yeah,
hit some
you're so
bugs.
capable.
We've hit some bugs,
Listen,
but hey, test flight. We'll get you
women
back to
supporting
the
women,
library in time.
girls supporting girls. I will say,
What about
we
droid
did
supporting droids?
that one too, right? Like that was so cute. I will say this episode, we got the downside of them leaving the ship on its own, right? Like this is exactly someone came, pulled it up, and because there was no one with the ship. Who what would have happened if even like the droid was with one droid was with the
Ship is
ship?
now being towed.
Yeah, this ship is being towed because it's literal drunk in the middle of nowhere. Um, I did love the moment where RJ is definitely the one that released the metallic, like the magnetic clamp,
Yeah.
but he let the royal like what's the name of the
I don't have his name, but Royal Droid guy.
I think it's PD. I don't remember the numbers, but she calls him PD. I love that PD had the win. And
Yeah.
RJ wasn't like that was me. RJ was like, "Yes, King, like
Yes,
you did
learn
that.
like you're more than just the schedule keeper.
You're not just a schedule keeper. You can do other things."
Mhm.
Um, but the
Which
moment,
goes back to our entire point of this episode is that everyone is underestimating because they assume that Princess Anaya should only do what princesses do.
yeah, I love the moment where Nash is like, "So we need to be quick about this because we are no longer clamped onto this ship, and if it takes a wrong turn, we're just gonna." Because
Yes.
it's like a logistic question I always have during these things. Like, is anybody thinking about the actual logistics of what they're
Nope.
doing?
They're
And
thinking
that
about it
was
and they said it. They didn't just like address it.
they
They're
said
just
it.
like,
I
we're
feel
gonna
like this
fall.
season they're finally saying the things out loud, right? Like with the
Yeah.
last episode with Wes and the
So
Best
like I
Star.
appreciate that it wasn't like we really should like make sure we're going. Like they went the whole way where Nash is like, we are going to fall, man.
I know, like we're gonna fall, and then they start falling, and Nash is like,
Told
"We're
you.
out of time. We're out of
Yep.
time. Like you got to fix this, or we're all gonna die."
Yeah.
Like,
But they fix it.
um,
They make it to the library.
it was so cute the moment that she had with her parents.
And with her dad being like, who do you think gave you your first tool belt when you were 3?
I love that the mom was like, obviously, we figured this out because you
We've
smell
known
engine parts. And that's where it's because, like,
every day.
part of me, again, back to the logistics of the beginning of the episode, I'm like, how is this princess secretly
Yeah.
building a ship in the hangar?
Mhm.
Like,
But like,
someone has to be paying for the parts,
mhm.
uh, using the space. She's using the space. They knew. They knew she was building that ship.
And we've had a
And
lot of conversations, not with the Young Jedi, but like with Skeleton Crew on like the parents' relationship. And this is like a relationship where Princess Anaya's parents know her, see her, and let her do her thing.
the
But
way
they
she
never
wants to
bring
do
it
it.
up because maybe it was they're like, she will tell us when she's ready.
Yeah, I really loved it. And I don't know if I'm like, since watching Skeleton Crew, I'm a little bit more dialed into the Young Jedi, or if they matured enough that it was just like,
I'm not sure.
I can't tell which one is influencing the other.
It might be
But
both because they definitely seem older and like their decision making is better. And it isn't like just one person making like conscious decisions.
yeah,
And
but
they're still making mistakes.
oh yes, Nubs has the same mistakes that he made in the last episode, by the way. He did not really grow.
I don't agree.
No?
I felt like this felt more true to Nubs than the short, where Nubs was just getting frustrated.
Oh,
This
that's
was
true.
This was Nubs being like, I have this responsibility to protect this thing. I will not let it out of my sight. And he was focused so much on the thing he should protect that he was
That
ignoring the things around him.
Okay, I'll concede that. I will say it was such a nice thing that they were visiting the ruins of a Jedi temple with Yoda and Master Sia,
Mhm.
and they kind of, and the fact that Nubs found a depiction of another Puba.
Yep, Master Barabo,
Yes.
who is
Um,
not only another Jedi, but is said to be, like they said that he was
my
like
God.
really good Jedi. Like he is
Yeah.
known.
Which I thought was so awesome for Nubs because I feel like you see a lot of the other Jedi, and I wonder if that's like, a representation thing for Nubs. Like he doesn't really read, so that we
Mhm.
know of. So it's just kind of like it's nice to see him get really excited about the kind of Jedi that he could
Nubs
be.
reads. He likes plants. We saw him running around with a
Okay,
tablet
you're
in the
right. He
episode.
does read, but I meant
But
like history read.
yeah. But yes, this is definitely like a representation matter situation with Nubs. Because he like sees himself finally in a
Yeah.
in a Jedi that he can look up to and who is a really good Jedi. I loved when Yoda invited Nubs to go on this mission. Because I'm like,
To
finally,
Coruscant.
finally, it is not Kai.
Yes, it's Nubs. I love that it was Nubs and Nash and Yoda.
Yes.
I thought that was hilarious. My favorite, I think I love the moment where Nash was like, okay, at least the stabilizer isn't gone. And then it's like, boom. And
Nash is doing great with speaking things to happening right lately.
literally, Nash is literally manifesting things left and right. I
Yes.
thought it was great, but I there must have been somewhere that they could have stashed that lightsaber that Nubs didn't have to be fumbling with it the whole time.
Easily, but Nubs just seemed like he really needed because even when they went to look for the stabilizer,
Yeah,
Yoda
he
was
needed
like,
that.
"You
Like,
can bring it with you." Like he took on this responsibility of protecting this lightsaber.
yeah, no.
And so
Um,
the thing we hear a lot this episode is to focus and stay in the present, which makes sense. It's just like Nubs is hyper focusing on the one thing and
and
not
he's
actually
not
noticing what's
being
happening around
present.
him. So I
Yeah,
actually do
I
have a lesson here that I actually really liked this
mm,
episode. I'm gonna translate it to not Yoda-ese. Um, and this happens at towards the end where Yoda says, "Great Jedi do not dwell on mistakes, but focus on what they must do right now to make things right." And that's when this whole situation happens, and Nubs has let a giant plant. With that one threw me off because Nubs knows plants.
yeah, and but I think he was like you
He's
said,
so
he was so
focused, and it
focused.
kind of puts that into perspective more because he's so focused he does not realize he's stepping into essentially a Venus flytrap of a plant that has the
Yeah,
stabilizer and the lightsaber in it.
yeah. So it's just like I think he's knowingly like throughout this episode, he realizes that he's the problem. Like
Yes.
he's causing all of these issues, right? And
Yeah.
so he's hyper focusing, he's making mistakes. I do love at the end when Yoda's just like using the force to hover the fruit. And I
Can
was
we
like,
discuss how Nash was like, it looks like he has a plan or wants breakfast? No, 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 that's a plan. I was like, Nash, you know Nubs so well.
I know it could have been breakfast. I was like,
It could have
all
been
girl
easily, but when she said it, I'm like, yeah, she's right. It could have been both
could be
easily.
hungry, needs the sustenance.
Yeah.
It was a good plan. I will say that.
Mhm.
I do like that plant a lot. I hope we come across it again.
Hope so too. And
Um,
obviously, at this point, when the plan is created, Nubs knows how to handle this plant.
yeah, maybe he recognizes it or
Mhm.
something like that. But that's the assumption, right? Nubs and plants. But yeah. Um, I think this one led really well into the next one because like
Before we go,
Nubs,
we can't
I don't
skip
know.
our droid friend,
Oh, right.
Professor Hu Yang.
from who's the archivist on Coruscant.
Did you recognize his voice?
No, I don't pay attention that closely.
David Tennant is the voice
Oh,
of Hu Yang. Hu Yang isn't only in Young Jedi. Hu Yang will come back in the Clone Wars in Ahsoka, but that is David Tennant. I have seen the live action Hu Yang in person at D23.
I mean, I've met David Tennant. I did not know that he was in Star
I just like, and
Wars.
it was like as soon as he started, like I had been looking down and I heard his voice and I was like, oh, I know who's here. And I was curious to know if you would recognize
No,
him as David Tennant.
I don't really pay attention to the droid voices.
It's not even droid voice, it's David Tennant. I
I
can
mean,
recognize him off anything.
I didn't know that he was in Star Wars, so I don't know that I would have recognized his voice in the in the tube, like in the box.
Well, it's funny because like it's not David Tennant doing a voice really. It's minus the heavy accent. It's just like David Tennant's voice in droid
Uh,
accent.
I'm gonna have to watch it again, that
Yeah.
section of it. I thought
I
it was
need you
so
to.
I was excited that they were doing that, like taking stuff back and like showing that process that like, hey, this is what we do. I love that he fixed it and it's like a solid lightsaber. And I was like, Nubs, be careful. That is a real lightsaber.
Legit. And we learn that someday Nubs will come here to make his own lightsaber.
Yeah, they're saying that that's where everyone makes their
Master Hu
lightsabers,
Yang.
right? He's like the Ollivanders of
He really is.
Star Wars. I remember this. I did. That was my correlation to that part. I was like, LOL, it's Ollivanders. Um, but no, but like this kind of like overconfidence, I think, is a problem with Jedi. I
Yes.
feel like.
Oh,
Um, and it was nice to see Wes
especially our
fall.
friend Wes
Oh my God, Wes.
in the
First
return
of
of
all,
Salak again.
again with Salak.
Again.
Um, again, I think it's because now she
Who
has a
has
big
ultimate pirate power?
she makes me
You,
laugh because
you even know, the movies where the guy's like ultimate power. I use that GIF all the time.
that's hilarious. No, but I feel like Salak is she's got a big ship. She's trying to get a fleet. Literally every episode is her working towards getting like an army or a fleet, I think, to stay the best in the sector.
Let's refresh here. You're saying stay the best. Salak literally goes ultimate pirate power, and the onlookers go, "Who are you?" Like I feel like Tabor is more well known than Salak.
Is not well known, but I think she's hoping to be with like her ships and all these things that she's collecting, right? Like we don't get to see her pilot friend again. I feel like her pilot droid.
No. But we don't
We
really see who's flying the ship. I think
we
so much
just
stuff is
assume,
happening.
yeah.
Also, this episode is the most dangerous our young Jedis have been in it. Like it's the most.
Yes. I felt so sad for Chig when Wes was like, "You're a pirate," and he's like, "Not anymore. I'm a nice guy now." And these are my friends. And he's like, I don't trust
And
pirates.
I must correct that it's not ultimate power in the movie. It's unlimited power. I just sent you the gift that I send to everyone so you can appreciate it. I have to correct myself.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. I do know what you're talking about now. Um, but yeah, no, Wes is his own downfall, it seems like in all of these
He really
episodes.
is. He doesn't even give Chig a chance, which is a little
Mm-mm.
hurtful. Because he doesn't even like try to like reason with him if he thinks he's a pirate. He's like, but Chig, like, you told us, like, he didn't even try. He's just like, you are a pirate, like, always. Should have known.
But
Like,
I feel like the kids have this
this
is
is
where
an
it's just
echo
like
of Kai and Tabor. only
Yeah,
in the
it's
form.
in adult form, but at the same time, like he should trust these kids by now, I feel like. He's
Yeah.
been on a few missions with them. He's been training them.
They
Like
have
they know
rescued
these
him
people.
already.
Yes.
Um, so
Um,
the kids get on board. Our Roomba security droid shows up. It's a Roomba.
it was
It was a Roomba.
it was funny. It was funny. I
It-
love those little random droids that are just like, what?
yeah.
But it was cute. I don't know. I get so annoyed with Wes. I can't tell if I like him or not.
I
Um,
He has, and I think this might be purposeful. Wes has a very Anakin attitude. When Anakin is
that's
young, it's like, I can do it. Why am I still a Padawan? I should be able to like take my own on now. Like he just has that arrogance that is very reminiscent of Anakin.
I just feel like he also very sparingly uses the Force.
Yeah. I
And I
mean, our friends are fighting pirates, and instead of using the lightsaber, Nubs goes bowling with his body.
yes, it's like shouldn't a Padawan go straight for like the Force and a
Not
lightsaber?
necessarily, but also his lack of ability to figure out the cuffs was a little like, mm.
John can figure out cuffs. Come on.
And then like the kids get captured. Chig goes to move him. He's like, yeah,
Well,
you
but
three.
like he believes the double cross, right? Like the kids are so upset. They're like, there's no way. No way. Like, Chig,
Yeah,
what are you doing here? And even when Chig goes to help them, he's still like, I don't trust you. You're a pirate.
yeah.
And the man is
He's like,
like, I'm
you're
here.
friends with those three? You're
I
good.
I like how he was like, I joined, and it's constantly like, but you're a pirate. And I mean, they had the moment
Also
at the
recruited so
end.
many pirates. There's doors after doors
Exactly.
after doors. I was like, y'all trust
There
this
were
this much?
Salak. Well, because she's an adult, right? Like I
Yeah.
feel like people take her more seriously than they would take Tabor.
Oh
Uh
yes, but like, and I don't know if I'm swayed by a skeleton crew, but we see how much it takes for anyone to follow them as a pirate.
yeah.
Like they were ready to give up on Jod and
But
throw him.
these pirates are not nearly as ruthless as the
Yeah,
skeleton crew pilots, right? Like
that
this is
can't
still
be
a
a
kid
problem.
show. I know, can you imagine? It was I kind of enjoyed seeing Wes get taken down a peg. Like, hey
Yeah.
bro, you got captured and had to be rescued by a former pirate and a bunch of kids, and you're
Mhm.
terrible at your job.
Yeah,
What
and not
if
only that, we're also now letting you know that you gotta trust people sometimes. Like,
I
don't
know?
you go
This is
like,
not the way we do things on Tanu, Wes.
yeah, like we've been taught that some people can choose good, and Chig has chosen good, and you wouldn't even give them the time of day.
I know. And like, because there's also the moment where it's like if he continuously chooses good, but he still gets this is my Slytherin argument, but if you still get judged as if you were bad, eventually you either just
You go
leave
back.
or you give up and you go back because like no one
No
believes
one's gonna trust
you.
you anyway. Yep, I agree.
So like what is the point? So that's where I'm just like it was nice to see him. It was nice to see their moment at the end where he's like I shouldn't have judged you. I should have trusted my friends. And I'm like you got a good reference, man. Why didn't you listen?
Yes.
But yeah, so again, like this episode did not like make me like Wes any better.
No. I prefer Belle as the of the Padawans. I like Belle a lot
Yeah,
more. And Belle
I
has
would say.
Ember, so it's a little swaying because Ember's such a cool creature.
Yeah. The Hellhound. I was like, that dog is hilarious. I love
All
it.
right. Of these four, which is your favorite?
I mean, it's obviously gonna be a pirate and a pet. The pirate's pet. It's a Tabor episode. I love Tabor. Tabor is still my favorite character in all of these.
Hmm. I'm
How
going
about
with
yours?
Big Mistake. I think it was a very strong episode. And not just because I like Nubs, but I love seeing Nash out on a mission. And I just think it was a very well done episode. I did like the secret ship. We will also be seeing Princess Anaya in the future. I accidentally saw that that was happening. So,
Yeah.
sometimes
Like,
you gotta hit the pause button when you're watching stuff. Yeah.
um, you
But
know, like I said, I like I feel like Tabor's development is honestly some of their best work. Like this Hannah Montana
yes,
personality.
I'm gonna say that conversation will come in the next
Oh
episode.
yeah, we'll
There's a
talk about it
specific,
next.
yeah, that I would like to save that conversation
Um,
because of an episode there.
but I
Um,
still think even in this episode, like the way he is with the Gangle and
yeah,
he lets it
you
go,
start
you start
seeing the
seeing,
effects of his friendship with the Jedi.
yeah.
I think Nash may have won the set.
Oh, 100%. You get so much personality. Yoda sees Nash's capability, which is, I think, amazing. I loved seeing Nash in these episodes. Of the four children, I think Nash is my favorite, mostly because she's not a Jedi and she is still constantly
He's
like
our Han
putting
Solo
herself.
of this show.
I mean, that's exactly what she
Yeah.
is. But yeah,
But remember, we're not the droids you're looking for.
but we're the droids you're gonna get.